Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mom.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the fascinating concept of in language learning called the
Affective filter hypothesis
by.
David Harashid.
Okay, so affective filter hypothesis is proposed by Stephen Krashen. This idea focuses on how our emotions and attitudes can either help or hinder language learning. So let's dive into it. So the affective filter hypothesis explains how emotional factors such as motivation, anxiety, self-confidence, and attitude affect our language learning. Okay, so the affective filter hypothesis explains how emotional factors such as motivation, anxiety, self-confidence, and attitude affect language learning.
How so?
So the affective filter explains that emotional factors like motivation, anxiety, self-confidence, and attitudes play a huge role in how we learn a language. Essentially, our emotional state acts as a barrier or filter that either facilitates or blocks the learning process.
So, Nick, on your emotional barrier in brain?
Dili, what that she mean is like when you have motivation, when you have self-confidence to learn, you will just basically learn language easily.
Yes.
However, if you have anxiety or fear of learning the language, it can actually impede your learning.
Yeah, that's correct. So the filter, the filter or the barrier can that either facilitates or blocks the learning process. So now, imagine that you are learning or trying to learn a new language, but your emotional state is getting in the way. If you feel nervous or anxious, your filter, or the barrier. So if you feel nervous or anxious, your filter is high, like high, which means you're less likely to absorb the language. So when you feel nervous or anxious, you are less likely to absorb the language that you are learning because the filter there or the barrier is getting high. So it's like the gate like very high. So the information that you want to
Learn?
yes, it's not you absorbing. So but if you're feeling motivated and confident, your filter is what?
No.
Yes, perfect. It's low, making it easier, making it easier to learn and engage the language, the new language that you are learning. So, what exactly is the filter? Think of it like as an emotional barrier in our brains. When we are motivated, relaxed, confident, we're more open to it. We're more open to learning. Our brains are ready to take in a new information. On the flip side of if we are new information, on the flip side, if you are anxious, stressed, or afraid of making mistakes, that filter goes up and learning becomes what? Harder. Now go to the factors that lower the affective filter. So what are the factors?
Feeling relaxed and safe, positive attitude toward learning, encouragement, cultural investment, confidence, and motivation.
Okay, so these are the factors that can lower the affective filter when building confidence and staying motivated. So when these things are present, students are more likely to open to a new what information or making learning more effective. But on this side, factors that place the affective filter like fear of mistakes
Anxiety or stress, lowering their self-esteem.
and negative environment. On the other hand, there are the factors that okay, these are the factors that can raise the affective filter. And all of these factors can create emotional barriers that block the learning of the student. So in real life, let me give you a real example. Like imagine a student learn uh, imagine a student in an English class who understands the lesson but too shy to speak. Yes. So what is the lesson but is too shy to speak? Their fear being they are fear of being what laughed and oh, they're afraid to being afraid of getting mistakes from what they're the answer they're going to say. Even though they know the material, their high effective filter is preventing them from participating. So that's the reason why the student cannot be cannot be able to participate the lesson. But if the teacher encourages them and create a safe, supportive environment that the students' filter is lower, and they start to speak more freely, improving their learning. So, what does this all mean? It shows us that the emotions are a crucial part of the learning process. A positive and supportive environment where students feel confident and motivated. It helps lower their effective filter and makes it easier for them to learn. As a future educators, our job is to encourage our students, or it's our job to recognize these emotional factors and create a space where students feel comfortable to take risks and learn effectively. So, in conclusion, language learning isn't just about the grammar and vocabulary. It's also about emotions. And by fostering a positive emotional environment, we can help students learn more effectively. So that's all of my report. You have any questions or want to discuss? Okay, if there is no other questions, so let's go to let's have a quiz.
Ano ko pa